deseo no lo puedo negar. De mirar tus labios no puedo parar. Rebosando nuestro cuerpo, sudando como en el desierto. Yeah. Sabemos que la gente está de más, pero si lo pides eso puede cambiar. En solo un momento, si tú quieres puedo estar adentro. Mami, es que tú me encantas. A ti yo te rezo mi santa. Nadie habla como baila. Ninguna en la disco te alcanza. No, 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 es que tú me encantas. A ti yo te rezo mi santa. Nadie habla como baila. Ninguna en la disco te alcanza. No, no. Touch on my body feel like ecstasy. No other person, only you I see.
Posted the wrong link, eh?
Now only you I need. Love for the bed every time that it goes down. I feel the love, why I don't need no closure. You feeling down, baby, come let me hold ya.
Some people.
Would you come let me hold ya? Love for the bed every time.
Imagine you're watching a session last week. Oh, whoopsies. Okay, we got a lot. Okay, let me see what's going on in the chat here. I can't even understand the chat right now. Can everyone hear me? I'm trying to look at the chat right now. And let me scroll to the beginning. Yo, 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 yo. Switzerland, and then, oh yeah. What's good? What's good? Let me know if you guys can hear me good. We are live. Markets open soon. I'm gonna get started here. I'm just looking at the chat right now. And okay. It's looking like some Italian going on in the chat. What's going on in the chat right now? Trying to figure it out. Sounds good. Sounds good. Got my water, so we're good. How's everyone doing? How's everybody's weekend? Anyone do anything exciting this weekend? What's good? What do you guys do this weekend? Did you lock in? Did you study? Did you go out? Did you chill? What's good? What's good? Markets open up soon. And gold's at the high. We're at this high right now. I mean, where the market closed. So we'll analyze gold real quick. If you're looking for bullish moves on gold, you gotta kind of just wait for price action to stall around a bit more. Because look, we're at this high. Market could try to like reject this high, go back down. So like bullish moves, like I think if you're looking for bullish moves, gold is down low. It would be better to see it like break the structure perhaps. Like even this high here, there's a high here still. Like breaking above, because it's just sitting at, like right now there's this high here. If the market was like open, it probably would have just like rejected that, you know. You could possibly reject that high. A shift in price would be, you know, if this sticks more bullish, like it did start to reverse on Friday. Like it did start to reverse up on Friday. Had a nice reversal pattern. If this could push above the high, really swing above that high, shifting out, that would be like, okay. A better type of confirmation to see in the market, getting above those highs. Because you have, again, this high here. Low there. So you'd really have to, like, at some point, maybe in the week, get above that. to be like more confirmed for bullish moves. If you're looking at like a bigger picture, price doing a bigger retracement on the daily, like if the daily goes for a bigger retracement or the weekly retraces a bit, like getting above that structure, getting that shift, it could be a move that even like taking this high out and then retracing after. If you're looking for bullish moves like Sunday, you don't got to chase the market when it opens. This could take time to develop in the week. If we're gonna go bullish, that's the type of confirmation that you could try to see if the market can give like a shift up, taking out the highs, or especially this one over here to the left that I just marked. You know, this one here. Yeah, because daily flipped on Friday. Like gold was going down. Daily had like a nice reversal on Friday. I don't trade market open like I don't try to analyze and forecast for like the market open, but just like knowing with where gold's at. If you're trying to look for like a retracement, because it looks like gold could like I think gold will do a bigger retracement. Like it already tried like these lows over here. Well, this low. I think at some point gold could try to go for a bigger move back, like a retracement back. I'm already trying, like we made lower low. New month loading as well. Yeah, we're about to go into April. Like I think some point gold will try to pull back to that level. Yeah, if you look at the daily, it's just been under here, so there's still bearish pressure with gold. So it's like either you're gonna hold this high bearish, like this high here. The market's gonna reject that. Like you're gonna see some rejection in that area, reversal. But I think the shift happens if we get all above that, like chasing buys early on in the week. We'll see how market opens. I know like this, I've been seeing all the news today. Lots of stuff going on in the east still with the war. We'll see how market opens. Like tends to open pretty strong on Sundays too. Like the weekend always has a lot of events that happen. There is the conflict with the U.S., Iran, Israel, and what's going on in the east. So we'll see how market opens. You know, don't chase. You don't have to chase like the market open moves, because the pumps can turn into dumps. The dumps can turn into pumps as well. We see that a lot. And we're going to get a lot more news this week. But gold, yeah, I want to see how it trades just day by day this week. I mean, if you're looking at the chart right now, like this is an area that could hold. I'm probably going to be waiting to see if we get like maybe that shift up, like I was just showing. You know, it's early on in the week. If you know gold, it's not it's not something you look at once and it's like that's the only setup. Gold can provide multiple setups every day, every other day. So it's not like there's only one way to look at it. Like it's Sunday right now. We could sit here and be like, let's just see if price shifts up to start the week off. And there's going to be a lot of other things we'll be able to look at this week. This isn't the only way to look at gold right now or 2 days from now, 3 days from now. There'll be different setups. There'll be different moves to catch. But I think starting off for the week, I do want to see if it takes out the highs. Like that would be a good, you know, confirmation. If we take out this high, if we get a strong move above it, or especially this high here. We get above those, strong move above those. That'll be good to see. I'm seeing all the news. Man. I'm looking at Bricks news. Today I've just been recording a lot the last couple days. But damn, yeah, seeing all the news. Power outages, this, and that. It looks like it's going to like a ground war. The U.S., yeah, it looks like the USA has deployed troops in the Middle East. I don't know if any of you guys are seeing news on that. Crazy news week ahead. Every week has crazy news. Yep. Every week is kind of like the same thing. I mean, right now, if you catch like 2 good moves in the week, you don't have to force yourself and pressure yourself to catch and be a part of every move. When there's volatility like this in the market, less can really, really be more. You don't got to feel like you got to be a part of every move if you're seeing the market swing hundreds of pips every day. There'll be moves to catch. Friday was super clear. So you don't always have to chase moves every single day. Like some days might be more clear than others. Friday was a super clear day, for an example. And it might be like Thursday going into Friday. And it might be like a day where you're like, man, like I don't really trade Fridays. But it's like something clear was there on Friday. Actually in the morning. Well, in the evening and then in the morning. Like right here, this accumulation. We already went over it in the last session that I did. But you see, like maybe not every day when the strategy's there or your strategy is there. And this is why like a lot of traders have flaws in trading. It's not because what they know, the strategy that they use. It's just that they haven't stood with that strategy long enough to see it undergo different environments, different conditions, right? Different setups. Like a consistent trader has seen their setup hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, right? Whereas most traders kind of fall into the same cycle over and over again. They learn a strategy, they focus on it for a week or two. It works, or they focus on it for a phase, like a month, until they hit that losing streak. That part that kind of turns them over emotionally and ruins all the hard work that they did for a month, 2 months, or a couple months of work, all gone down the drain in 1 week. It's not, the strategy's fault, right? We can always blame the market, crazy conditions. But I'll tell you, like, there's going to be days where whatever strategy you're using, it could be strategies that you guys use that I don't even teach, concepts I don't even teach that you guys use on your own, right? You're going to undergo losses, whether it's my strategy, someone else's strategy, a concept out there that you learned, right? You're going to undergo losses, right, on that strategy. And strategy is really just sticking to it, right? I was having a conversation like with Leo, the camera guy who's here, because there was a trade here that I lost. And the setup was there. I showed him, and he was like, I see it clear too. And then the next accumulation came. And I was like, yo, there's another accumulation. There's a setup. And he was like, yo, no, I'm not trading it. I was like, nah, bro. That's what you got to do. You got to trade the strategy when it's there. So like we took an L here somewhere. I forget exactly where. I'd have to go look like at my account. It was like up in this area. And the same strategy came again. It repeated itself not that long after, the next day, right? And I was like to him, I told him, I was like, no, this is where you got to just keep trading the strategy. If you see, you can't get too emotional at times. The strategy could be clearly in front of you, or a strategy, not saying there was just like an accumulation phase I was talking about. A strategy, the strategy, things I teach, right? Friday had an interesting move. There was an accumulation going in the Friday market here, Thursday, going into Friday. Had a really good accumulation there. Took out the lows. Market made a phase of manipulation, and then it swung up. And since then, we've had a nice push up. Market's pushed up nice. Since that, you can actually sort of see pretty much like a head and shoulders pattern. Even when you look at this, you have like your left shoulder here. You have your head in the middle. And then you have the right shoulder here. Kind of see like a head and shoulders here. Maybe you were looking for longs on gold here in this area and they didn't hit. But then gold still gave longs in the same area again. See? See this like support area that gold made around 4,400. Like you got $4,400 here. And then you got like 4,410, 4,425. You could see support there to the left that it made. And then it broke out of that support. It actually accumulated. And then again comes up. Tests that same area. So like I was saying it looked like longs here. Right? Market looked like longs here. And then it didn't stick. Like maybe imagine you're looking for a trade, like you're looking for buys here and you're trying to target swings or something. Right? You're looking for buys in this area where there's support, where you see some accumulation happening. You're looking for a big swing. And sometimes like really holding like an emotional attachment to your target, like if you're like looking for the swing, because probably most targets aren't going to get hit if you're day trading. But it doesn't mean the market still can't provide another setup, right? So not that you can't always go for that target, but you're not going to always hit your target. The setup might, like the entry could be clean. You could see something clear in front of you. You could have like accumulation, whatever. And then it doesn't work. But then the next trade setup appears or the next trade setup appears. So that's the thing about gold, right? Like you could be looking at like if gold was looking like buys in here. In this area. Where it was like going sideways. Lots of sideways price action here. For a while, buys could have stuck in that area, and then market broke down and it accumulated. This would have been like one of the cleanest setups on Friday, almost, like going into Friday. Different entries you could have caught. Like, if you were there for the accumulation, like, there's different entries you could have caught Thursday going into Friday. One would have been right here. You have your low. You have your high. And that takes out these highs. So one entry could have came here. That was around 75 as well. On that pullback, market's pulling back. Rejection candlesticks. Well, there's one rejection candlestick there on the 5-minute. Right here, you see this inverted hammer. 43.75. It would have took like, honestly, not chasing price to be a part of that, seeing all of this, because look how long all of this would have been. All of this. You have these highs here, pretty much like a double top. So you have resistance. You can see the sells there, rejection there on the 5-minute. This was actually really really clean here, right? Market shifts up. So this is really important. If you're a new trader, basic trader, like these are some of the things you need to understand, and not just understand once. Like there's one thing between understanding something in trading and seeing it over and over and over again in real time, applying it, experiencing it. Like understanding is one thing. Because I've seen these things many times, too many to count to know the number, right? And that's how you get better at spotting and identifying things. Is when you know what types of things you're good at identifying, what works for you, your trading style, right? You've seen them repetitively happen over and over and over again. This type of stuff you want to study. You want to study now and when you move forward, as you move forward as a trader. Simple stuff, very concrete, simple stuff. The market usually builds up orders before shifting. So it's simple stuff when you if you trade like this. Not every trader trades like this. There's different ways to trade. I could teach you guys 10 different ways to trade. This is one type of pattern that you'll tend to see, right? Accumulations, distributions. So most traders don't know what's really going on when they see this stuff. Because, like, think about it. The market pumps, the market dumps, the market pumps, the market dumps, it pumps, it dumps. Just in here, for example, the market pushes down, makes a lower low, and then it pushes up, makes a higher high, and then it dumps. So a lot of traders get confused in these parts where, oh, the market just dumped 300 pips, and then the market goes up 700 pips, and then the market goes back down 480 pips. So a lot of traders get confused and really, really emotional on the edge kind of in these phases because the market's going down, up, down very, very fast. It might seem like random, choppy price action, but it's not. It happens over and over again. That pullback, like, this was just like reaccumulation. I'm not looking for any trades when the market opens. Like, if we were live, like, it'd be different, guys, if it was like a Tuesday right now or like a Monday and we were just like, the chart was live already active right now. We'd be maybe looking for something like this, to be honest. If we were kind of like, just like, let's just say it was like a Tuesday. So market opens. I don't know if market's just going to gap down, gap up. I've seen too many of those weeks, those crazy opens on some Sundays. But if you haven't learned really anything from the last couple of weeks, it's kind of observing that first day of the market when it opens, not getting too ahead of yourself when the market opens, because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday still seems to be good moves that you can catch. Like, you don't have to put all your energy into market open, predicting what the market's going to do when it opens exactly, the first hours of market open. It could just come down to simply waiting for really good setups to appear on the chart, and they will throughout the week. If we were like more in an active market wasn't closed, getting ready to open, right? Like maybe that area. But I think I'm just gonna stay patient because I'm gonna be streaming every day this week, so I'm gonna be on the charts enough times this week to see possible setups. So I don't have to get too ahead of the market right now for Sunday open. But like I said, like, the one thing I'm going to be keeping an eye on is if we do shift above here or those highs on gold. If we can make a strong move. I think just going into the first bit of the week, because there's nothing really to look at right now because market's closed. We could do some, again, like, I'll give you guys 3 different things to kind of look at going into the week, but I don't usually like to look at things when the market opens right up. Depends on like it was different. It felt different when whenever something happened over the weekend, you would know the market would open up. But now, like, things are happening every day. That it's like before, when there would be a conflict or like a geopolitical escalation on the weekends, gold would open up super bullish most of the time. I mean, it's kind of doing that, not really, but yeah, going into the week for me, just going to be waiting to see, like, do we get that shift up? Do we get that change in structure? That's so far one thing, like, going into the week I could see as a possibility. If gold's going to go up, let's see if we're going to get a bounce going into April, new month, getting above, Even getting above this one, getting above those highs could be key. Like another thing you could watch is obviously we have resistance here, so not really looking for buys unless gold shifts out to start the week off. I'm not looking for buys unless it shifts out. You do have, like I said, possible sells in this area. If it doesn't break above the high, you're gonna maybe get that move down. I went over that a bit at the beginning of the session. It's not my favorite. Like I like this area, but I just don't like the timing of it. Like I like this area here. For me, the timing just doesn't feel so right. Like you could see this area where we have resistance here. So for me, it's like that the timing of the week, you know, going into market open doesn't feel right for that, but that is also another thing I see. Yeah, that doesn't look as right for me in terms of like the timing of the week. Bitcoin, let me see. I think it broke my trend line. I have a trend line here on Bitcoin that broke. Moving averages. Look at the moving averages here. Oh, those are kind of crossing over on Bitcoin, yeah. Bitcoin, for those wondering or maybe asking, we talked about this last week once, I think once. It does look like a bearish flag. Like, I hope I'm wrong, but if you know, momentum has been weak for a lot of things. So I mean, that does look like a bear flag if you asked me. Maybe it's trying to break out of that, go down. I think a Bitcoin drop is still very probable. Looks like a bear flag. Even those daily those moving averages right there are crossing over. Pretty bearish at the moment. Why did I remove that? Yeah, like Bitcoin, if the stock market stays really weak, that's like US 30, S&P 500. Those are pretty sharp weak right now. If those stay really weak, then Bitcoin could drag on a little bit more. If those stay weak. I've seen a lot of threads on people talking about crypto bouncing in April. Recovering in April. There's a possibility for that. It's a new month. Last April, the market shot up. I mean, we were even kind of like, look at the price action last year here. This is more like with the trend. Yeah, this is like ascending down. Looks sketchy. Just like bracing myself if it does, preparing. Like it does look sketchy. If stock market keeps bleeding out as kind of fast and rapid, then you probably see like Bitcoin drag along with that. It does look pretty similar to what happened up there as well. Shorts, it could possibly be if it stays underneath. Like long term, I'm not like bearish on Bitcoin as like a holder, but there's, you know, in the short term, there's potential for a drop. That trend line's breaking up. If you look up here, it's pretty similar. There's like a trend line here. Market breaks here, retest, go down. Pretty similar. Yeah, for gold, I'm just going to chill to start the week off. Like, not look for any trades when the market opens. Don't usually always do that. But if we can get above structure, if we can get above resistance, then there's a possible good setup for gold loading up. Yeah, if you look at the stocks, they closed. Someone said in the chat, like, stocks had a bad closure. Trump will probably say something to pump it up a bit. Like, Donald Trump doesn't want the stock market to bleed out, to lose value. But yeah, if you look at stocks, they've been dropping. If you look at the major index, Dow Jones, US 30, like, and the S&P 500, crashing like it was last year around this time. If you go look at last year around this exact time, the market was also crashing. Literally last February, March, April, like until middle of April. I don't know, this, like, looks like a falling knife. It would take like a lot to reverse that recovery. It would take like immediate peace talks, negotiate, like, that looks like it could probably drag on a bit more. There's been crashes. There's been some big crashes here. Big market losses here. Yeah, the S&P finished like crazy. Down. Look at that candle. That looks like it's gonna keep coming down. Could be dragging out. So it makes its low like last year. It's, again, like I said, it's pretty crazy. Last year this time, market was literally, again, free falling. You go look at stock market, completely dropping around this year. Last year around this time. What was gold doing? Someone said very bad, actually. Pretty bad, very bad, actually. Yeah, to say the least. I mean, these types of crashes happen when there's a lot of fear, global uncertainty. People need cash. People need cash. Stock market, people bleeding out need cash. So, frig, we got World War III potentially here happening. Like, I already see, like, every hour, every 30 minutes, it's just breaking news, this. We're seeing that frequently. The S&P, if you go look at, like, if you go actually look at this chart, like, the amount of times this thing's actually, like, crashed, like, if you actually look at, like, even just times like this, like, look, right here, like, crashes even like this, like, that would have been at the time, like, pretty drastic type of crash, right? Market dropped 21%. That would have been, at the time, being that, like, that's like a crash right there, similar to kind of like what we're seeing in these markets. See, like, if you go look at this index, like, go look at major crashes or major market drops, how many times they've recovered on average. You go look at, like just last year. There you go, just last year. In this time too, like, market was crash. I remember last April, it was pretty crazy. Market was crashing towards the end of March. April bottomed out. If you look at April, a week into April, it ended up bottoming out, going down, going up. By May, things were shooting up. If you look at what the market did, like, literally, like, made new all-time highs. in January of this year. Last year, market made new all-time highs in January of last year. January, February, and then it crashed. It crashed because Donald Trump and his tariffs, right? A lot of you guys should know that already, but market crashed last year around this time. If you haven't been on the charts or you don't know anything about stocks and stuff, any markets crashed last year when Trump announced his tariffs. So same time last year, literally, yeah, same time. I just took that into consideration. Same time last year, market was crashing. Then it went on to one of the strongest recoveries afterwards. Let it crash. Let the dust settle down. Like, it's not gonna crash forever. History, like, I don't think it'll crash forever. Like, me personally, it's not gonna crash forever. Like, we've seen, like I said, you could go to the chart. You go look at all these different like crashes, things. Most of these bear markets, you're usually, again, catastrophic and have a catalyst to them. U.S. Iran war. So yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna wrap it up in a little bit. Not be on for too much longer. Like I said, if gold can shift out of the highs, break above structure, then that could be like a bullish sign. Well, yeah, it being Sunday, it's not like we have to look at everything and anything right now, because I don't just, like, with the way gold moves, I don't just keep it limited to one setup for the week. Like, I'm only looking at this for the week. No, maybe just like getting a broad kind of like brief analysis of something that could potentially play out, building up some ideas, because you could build up multiple ideas on gold in a week. Like, it doesn't just set up once for an entry or twice, like a lot like good entries in the week, like currency pairs do. It moves a lot more, and it's not like this is the only thing I'm going to look at this week. There'll be more things to look at day by day as the charts go on. Like I said, if we can get that like shift out, then that's one of the things I'm looking at personally. Yeah, we'll see how like Bitcoin, if depends on this war too. Like if you look at how Donald Trump talks a lot, one day he'll be like, "There's peace, there's this," and that helps the market. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Anytime there's like, I don't know if you guys have seen, anytime there's like a peace talk, they say we've negotiated or peace, settled this, if that, like, markets usually pump. I've seen the stock market pump every time, and then it dumps afterwards. Like, I've literally seen the S&P 500 pump and dump occasionally last week. Like, that thing would pump, dump occasionally last week. There'd be just pumps and dumps, pumps and dumps. A lot of those pumps were on some news or something Trump said about negotiations, peace deals. So it's pretty hard to say when this thing is going to be over. I think Donald Trump said it's going to last another like 4 to 6 weeks. And with Bitcoin, we're only on I think month number 6 or 7 basically out of 12. All right, Bitcoin still has time to go in the 365-day range. Bitcoin's very much tied to the stock market now, these major indexes like the Nas, S&P. So with Bitcoin, we're still like time out from the bottom. Bottom should get made this year, before 2027. We're in a bear market. Clearly, we can see that prices dropping. They're not going to miss out. I don't think the bear phase is not over yet. From the looks of it, because we have like that bearish flag I was showing before. That could be kind of sketchy if you're looking at Bitcoin prices and stuff, and just crypto as a whole. Could be one of those breakout patterns, bearish flag, continuation, reaccumulation. Yeah, like these types of patterns. So brace yourself. Like, I'm obviously bullish on Bitcoin long term, right? But you know, you don't want to ignore things that you see like this. Like, if this is gonna keep continuing down, it's a possibility. That's all I'm really looking at gold for now. Gonna let the market open, do its thing, see how price trades in the first couple of hours, and see where we're at tomorrow. And if there's any good setups, I'll jump on streams. Like, if I see anything setting up, I see any good setups worth talking about, I'm gonna just jump on stream and go over them. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you turn your notifications on this week, because if I see anything this week, I'm just gonna jump on stream, break it down, go over it, and we'll see what the market does this week. It's only Sunday, so you don't got to put all your energy into Sunday market open. There's a whole week ahead, guys. Friday was a perfect example last week of how a perfect setup can come on a Friday. Oil, $100. Oil looking like, I think, wow. Oil's at 100. Well, realistically, oil's above 100. Oil looks like it's strong. Wants to break out. Dollar looks pretty strong going into the week too. Like, if you look at the DXY right now, it does look pretty strong at the moment. Currency pairs have like bearish candlesticks on the daily. Like, dollar looking still pretty strong at the moment. So yeah, with gold, I'm just going to chill when market opens. Not going to look for any trades right when market opens. Like I said, you have this high here. So if you're looking for setups, I'll show you things that could potentially play out. You have this high holding as like a resistance. And then, like what I said before, if this market structure breaks and shifts and we flip above that high, going for like a retest. The only other thing other than that I see, but I don't like it as much just because of the time, is this area. Gold gap up, could be. A lot of news this weekend. Could be gap up. Could be gap up. Could be gap down. When there's news on the weekend, there tends to be open, volume on the open. So yeah, it could be a gap up. But yeah, you can always look at the possibility. It could be a gap up or a gap down, or even there's times where the market doesn't do much. But since like every weekend it's war, and yeah, I think. US, if you guys saw, US is on ground. I saw that the USA is on ground. Over 50,000 US troops now in the Middle East, 10,000 more than usual. I think things are things are looking interesting on this. I'll have to jump on later tonight. Maybe keep up with some headlines, see what goes on. I want to just see how market opens. Yeah, like gap up would make the most sense because just this weekend had a lot of there's a lot of attacks going on. Gap up would make, you know, the most sense. $4,400. What are we at right now? Almost 45. Like if cause yeah, like someone said gap up. Yeah, most likely. That's why like a setup like this doesn't really work if the market gaps up. You see like this area here where there's resistance. That's why. So I don't really like this because if the market gaps up or down, this area doesn't really work for me. I don't know. Like that area there. Doesn't work out for me if the market like gaps up or down. You know? It does look clean, like yeah, like a retest in this area would be fire. But market opening, still uncertainty. Markets are in fear right now. That's why things are crashing. Like markets panicking. Fear hit the market while the market was at high prices. That's why everything's crashing. Even like different stocks, I think like major stocks are starting to take some hits. Some have been. Yeah, maybe market gap happens a lot. I'm gonna wrap this up though for the day, and I'm gonna be on later tonight. Yeah, if you look at USD, it does look strong. Trump's USD, more people, more on that USD demand. That's funny. Yeah, dollar looks strong. Like we could be trying to push up. Interesting. But yeah, guys, I gotta wrap it up for the afternoon here. Markets open up soon. I'm not gonna be really looking at the charts too much when market opens. Just gonna be chilling until later tonight. I want to see how the first hour to a couple hours go for when market opens, and then just see where the chart's at. So it's gonna be chilling for now. I'm gonna jump back on a couple hours from now, and that's gonna be it for me here tonight. And like I said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on. Turn notifications on so when I go live this week, you'll know. If I see any setups, that could be at any time. If I see anything on the chart that looks good, anything good to talk about, I'm just going to jump up on stream. And there might be a good amount of stuff to talk about this week. News, someone said something about news this week. Yeah, like I expect volatility. I would like, as long as this war is still going on, you know, especially we're in that first part of the war where the volatility is hitting. So I would expect, yeah, like weeks like you've seen. You know, there's been news, headlines, and just a whole situation that's creating way more volatility in the market. But yo, I'm out. I'll see everybody next stream. That's going to be it for me. Make sure you guys tune in the next streams. Don't have too much more to go over here.